Hey guys, welcome back to another video of this stock estate, alright? And today let's go over last week's picks for our swing trades, which we got a couple of good 14% pops. And this coming week, I'm going to recommend, or I'm personally going to be swing trading one company that have massive potential for the upside. And as we know that currently market volatility is at its one of its highest. Okay, we have been experiencing a lot of a whipsaws, up down, left, right, all right, a lot and very difficult market for a lot of swing traders to swing trade. Hence again, I'm going to narrow down my trades to 1 or 2 per week so that we can focus on those, and as well as I'll do even more in-depth analysis, all right, in this choppy environment, because we are transitioning from more of a bullish context of the entire market where everything is going up, 60% everything is going up, to now more of a range market, right, where we're not really moving in a momentum kind of play. And in this kind of situation, we want to play more swing trade stocks, right, where they are trading in a range. We are trading by buying in the lows of the support and selling at resistance, all right. Very easy to have conceptualized it, but very, very hard to do in reality. So today let's talk and focus about one company that I think have a pretty good potential for a potential squeeze, all right, given its history of squeezing, and a good 15% pop, right, for this coming week or for the next few weeks, all right, depending on your position trades and as well as your a little burp there. I just had lunch, but anyways, right, have a massive potential for the upside for the next coming few weeks. Alright, so without further ado, right, let's get into the first company. But before that, let's go over last week's trades, right? Let's go over last week's trades, which is UNFI and MXL, right? I'm going to move away my face over here to the other side here. Okay, let's get away and see. So first company, UNFI, right? This was last week's annotation. So as you can see, last week's annotation was here. You can check back on previous video to check it just in case to see whether I changed it, but I definitely have not changed it at all. This was the entry price that we suggested. All right, we entered, all right, on Monday. All right, then squeezed up massively to the upside around $57, right? This was a pretty decent pop there itself. You can see, right, popped up massively, all right, on one of the days. The first few days will be quiet, all right? That's why we are doing a swing trade. We're not doing a day trade itself. So again, we are looking for a hold above this support level. And as I was mentioning, right, this company, a lot of the major institutions, right, are still holding on to their shares, right? They are not really selling off. All these small little selling off, right, these stair-stepping case downwards are people or the smaller retailers or the smaller institutions that are selling or bulk selling their shares, right? And right here, right, I guess a lot of institutions start buying back in again, all right? If again you want to look at these candles as people, all right, this is one of the most important realizations that I had as a trader, right? Where you must look at candles not just as what we learned in trade school, like example the butterfly, or the triple top, all right, falling wedge, blah blah blah, whatever you call it, all right. There's a lot of names to that, even different variations as well. And all these technical terms, honestly, the important thing to learn is the concepts, all right. It's not really the what are they called. So the concept is, again, big green bar candle suggests like strong buying, right? Strong buying. That means probably right here there's a strong institution that has been accumulating shares, all right? Be it since this by day, right? They have been buying in chunk by chunk per day, all right. Sometimes institutions can't buy one shot, all right, like maybe 13 million shares or something if they want to accumulate a huge fraction, so they buy in chunks, and it can be seen on the daily chart. All right, you can see reflects. Okay, this big chunk over here. Okay, you can draw it out. This big chunk. All right, this big chunk. All right, this big chunk. All of these are institutions that are buying massively at these areas. So if you are a trader, right, I want to look at these as people. So again, you can see that they have been selling off, and all these smaller stair-stepping cases, these companies over here, right? See all these smaller stair-stepping cases. These people are actually smaller sellers, right, or smaller buyers that probably maybe have been holding this company for I don't know, for a long time, right? And decided, oh, Lord, this place, after this huge, massive pop, right? Oh, I gotta take some profits. Okay, it's time for me to, sell out a little bit, take some profits, have a good drink, all right? And they start selling off. But the good thing is that, I'm still bullish because, all right, second time it shows that massive bounce over here. A lot of people, institutions are buying, the bigger institutions are buying, all right, and again some selling, and I was suggesting that there may be huge buying pressure that's coming in again. And also it was a play on the consumer staples industry where in this kind of risk off environment at the end of the year, people are normally flocking to more safer haven assets, and consumer staples are an industry which people normally flock to. So this company, again, popped massive to the upside, around 14%. I took my profits on that day where it popped up to secure some profits, and now moved my stop loss actually up a little bit tighter right here. Okay, and again, this is a more psychological aspect for myself. Again, remember at the video that I talked about a few days ago, for those of you who are new here, right, I talked many times before that I do want to have a 7% take profit area for my first profit area, to take profit for half, the position size, because the first half is kind of like a confirmed kill. All right, we kind of get the first half on 7% or more if it pops up massively by the end of the day, and the rest of the shares we can kind of let it run, because we know that we have secured that profit. And if the rest of the half of the shares, right, kind of tanked to the bottom over here and hit our stop loss, we will know that we will have made a profit, or even break even, right? We will not lose money on the trade. And it's so important psychologically to, in a sense, not lose money on a trade that was already winning from the start, because that could really damage your mentality and psychology as a trader. So, okay, that was just a quick tip over there for you guys. I like to drop little nuggets like this along the way during my swing trade videos, because I want you to learn as a trader and not just look at my swing trade picks and just blindly follow them. Okay, so this was massive again, up to the upside. Now the breathe out, all right, it's probably going to breathe out again, all right, and if it breathes out more and people start buying up here, it could go up to the massive upside, and your trailing stop loss will be there to help you further your gain, follow the trend, blah blah blah. MXL, similar story. I'm not going to elaborate more on that. Okay, MXL was a play on semiconductors. I think that was a good pop as well, from 67 to 74 as a 14% pop. Good enough. We can eat good enough for the week. Okay, for 1 week that was a pretty decent swing trade, especially in this environment. All right, I know a lot of companies are getting decimated out there, right? Companies like all the growth companies, including my long-term investments, are getting decimated, right? Honestly, some of the gains that I made in my swing trade account, honestly, is not going to make up for the, in a sense, unrealized paper loss on my long-term investments. But again, the way to build wealth again is again the long-term investments, but those money you can't really touch those. All right, swing trades are more shorter term plays where you can take out the money to use for your daily use, and that's why I do swing trading in addition to long-term investments. Because long-term investments, all right, once you put it in, all right, and if it corrects itself, okay, you never know how the market's going to react short-term, all right, to your investments, and you can't really touch that money, right? So once you take it out, that's realized loss. So again, you want to dollar cost average on that, all right, and let it run for the long term. So that must be money that you don't need at all from the midterm to the short term. Even midterm, in a couple of years, you won't be needing that money, all right? Unless otherwise you'll be sleeping not really easy if you are long-term investing with those companies on higher risk standard deviation companies. All right, so company for this week, all right, let's give you my thesis on that, all right? I know I've been talking a little bit more about last week's picks, but I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from that. Yes, and hopefully for new viewers, right, it will give you some, conviction, and some, to know a little bit of how this channel works, right? We review our last week's picks. We don't just, throw them away and just keep giving new picks, right? We like to stay accountable, and that's what you need to do as a swing trader as well, right? If you're starting out or if you're an experienced trader, I hope this can help you along your journey. All right, next company is this company right here, right? Is TMST, right? Timken Steel Corporation, all right? And if you look back at my old videos, or you're an old subscriber, right? I thank you to the 1.5k of you guys, all right? I really am thankful for all of you here, all right? And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, just hit that subscribe button, right? So TMST was a company that we swing traded before, and again, it has a history of short squeezing very quickly, all right, to the upside, all right? If you can see over here the daily chart, right? Back from April, okay, it was a trend, then it kind of down, boom, okay, squeeze, all right, boom, squeeze, all right. It likes to squeeze up massively once and twice over here. Okay, and this company, right, in this kind of environment where a lot of companies are getting chopped up, left up, and right down, right, we want to trade, right, good companies, right, very, very good companies, or I would say, at least they are generating cash flow, they are solid in a sense, right, they're not overvalued per se. And just looking at a quick through at Finviz, right, no need to go into too deep a detail, right, of the fundamental analysis. Okay, if I want to, I'll do that for you guys, but just looking at the quick glance over its financials, our price to sales ratio very cheap, right? It's not overvalued by any sense, but in fact, I would say this is okay, it's decent, okay, and this company is a more cyclical industry, so definitely the price of sales is normally a little bit lower, but this is definitely not expensive by any measure, right? PE is pretty okay. It's earning money, sales are increasing over year, all right, and this gives a opportunity, right? And also people or institutions that are looking at this company and who wants to trade this, hey, this is a company that is not totally trash. It's generating cash flows, and that's what people are looking at in this kind of environment. And yeah, again, short squeeze because 15% short float, right? I won't say this will be a massive gamma squeeze or whatever, right? That will take short float of over 20%, but 14% short float is a pretty heavily shorted in a sense, right, in this kind of environment, right? So it's pretty heavily shorted, right? It can generate some kind of squeeze when the short starts to reduce their position size as it hits down lower. Okay, and again, shorts, right? I have done the position of a short seller before, or I have done that before, and again, I in a sense know how the short sellers think because I was one of them, right? So I do shorting, alright, on certain companies, but again, I'm more of a long bias kind of guy. But since I've done it before, I have knowledge of how they think. Okay, short sellers, you got to be even more careful than long people because short sellers are always super scared of a short squeeze. Okay, I can tell you that they're super scared of a short squeeze because once a short squeeze come, alright, they are scrambling to get out, right? And that is they'll be damn afraid of a super short squeeze which can wipe out all their gains, right? So again, at this level, right, I'm starting to think of myself, on the other side of people, what they're thinking, right? What are the shorts thinking, right? At this side, if I'm a short seller, right, I'll be super, super damn scared, right? I'll be like, oh my god, okay, there's consolidation here, price are refusing to go back up, and I can see a hammer candle over here. This is gonna be a little bit scary, right? It's gonna be a little bit scary over here when things start to get a little bit more consolidation. They are afraid of this short squeeze to the upside again. So again, as a short seller, I'll start to actually release some positions. I'll actually start to close my positions and maybe start shorting again at $17 at the top. Okay, so this is what the other side is thinking. Okay, so you gotta learn about what the other side of people, what are they thinking, what are the potential for them to do, and I think this short selling will actually further increase the potential for this company to go back to the $17, right? So this is a little bit more of a fundamental analysis as well, a catalyst analysis, right? A very calm one to induce more conviction, all right, in your swing trading so that you will be able to take the trade yourself, all right? It's more of a psychological kind of thing as well as your fundamental analysis, all right? So just give you a little bit more extra information, right? TMST is a fairly small steel company with a market cap of only 700 million, okay, which makes it easier for it to squeeze as well as, easier for it to move, right? A bit more volatile, all right? And TMST outperforms its same size peers, right, in its EBITDA margin at FCS per debt, right? So FCS is free cash flow, EBITDA is just earnings before tax, amortization and depreciation, right? So it makes it more profitable and more financially stable than a lot of other companies as I researched, all right? And this TMST, all right, is pretty undervalued, right? Even if you compare it to the biggest companies in the steel industry. So I think steelmakers will kind of soar more longer than the analysts expected recently. It is one of the most reliable in the entire steel industry in terms of short squeeze potential, right? So this is the analysis on TMST, and I think that it warrants some credibility in this company and gives me more conviction into playing this for this coming week. All right, so I think this is one of the better companies to swing trade for this coming week. I've done my research, all right. I've sifted through many trashy other companies that's not super good. I just abandon them. Okay, focus on your best swing trade ideas in this kind of volatile period. I would suggest, just take the best ideas, swing trade those best ideas, right? If you can't handle so many positions, don't handle so many positions. Handle one or two, all right? Of course, you feel free to swing trade anything else besides TMST, okay? But again, you must do your research, right? Be a bit picky with your companies, right? Do the analysis that I just did just now in my mind, all right? TMST over here, you want to take a look from here, right? Okay, let's do the quick little price target again. Okay, I'm gonna enter, okay, on Monday if it holds, especially on this hammer candle, right? If it holds above this area, we're gonna enter somewhere around here near the area of value, the moving average. Remember the area of value that I talked about, right? The area of value, the one that I've talked about many times, the stock estate LATE format. Go back to that, please. Just go back to that, alright? Do your homework, alright? Go watch my old videos, tutorial videos if you haven't already. And yes, stop loss, okay, will be go around. Since this is a very volatile company, we look at the ATR, right, of this company. ATR, okay, ATR is around 0.82, right? The volatility is around 5%, right? So since this volatility is around 5%, we will set our stop loss roughly around 5%, okay, right at the Bollinger Band, somewhere around here. Okay, so if it breaks down to the downside, all right, then it's going to get stopped out. All right, and the price target probably near the top over here so that we will get filled, and it is an 18% profit area. Yes, it is a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, pretty good risk to reward ratio in my opinion. And yeah, again, at 7%, where's 7%? 7% is probably around here. Let's draw this out. Okay, 7% is probably around here, somewhere around here, right? Okay, so at 7%, right, this is the first profit-taking area. All right, second profit-taking area will be here. So at this line, right, when it first pops to the upside, okay, for example, let's draw, right? Okay, so for example, when it first goes to the upside, boom, okay, it goes up here, right? I will take some profits over here. Okay, so that just in case it goes up, then it fails and it hits my stop loss or whatever, right? At least I'll have taken some profits over here, all right? And this profits over here will negate the stop loss over here, and this will actually, help cushion any losses, and I'll actually make a small profit or even, break even, all right? And again, we are betting on chance that it just goes up to this further upside over here and gets the first profiting area, and the rest of the shares can ride up to the original or the intended price target of 18%. All right, at around $17. All right, and that's it for today's video, everyone. All right, this is the entire technical analysis video that I've done, all right, with fundamental analysis, technical analysis, so that you will have a better understanding of what you are swing trading. All right, I hope this is a more quality video. All right, I did a lot of research on this one, especially in this kind of environment. You can't just anyhow swing trade any kind of thing. And again, based on last few weeks track record, all right, I'm pretty confident of this trade itself, all right. But again, please do your stop loss, your trade management, because nobody can predict where it will go 100%. All right, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All right, I see you again in the next one. I hope to see you guys in the comment sections below. Yeah, it always makes me happy when I see you guys, familiar faces, familiar comments, and I shall see you in the next one. Stock Estate out.